week with us. Get up. It's the morning lift. Feed your soul. It'll make you whole. He's in control. It's the morning lift. Get up. Stand up. Praises up. It's the morning lift.
Good morning. Good morning. I just love that song. I just love it. It gets me going every Monday morning. This is the Morning Lift Show with Dr. Sean Kyle, and you're listening to us on Intellectual Radio, a iHeart station. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, you're watching us. Hello. And just want to let you know, if you haven't seen this show before, you definitely want to not miss the show every Monday morning at 8 a.m. This show is your get up and go show. It's your weekday show. It gets you going on your spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental wellness journey for the week. As the song said, let's get up. Let's get going. Let's show everyone what we're about, and let's move our life journey forward. And so that's what we do on this show. And so every week I have great guests that have something to share with the audience that is their expertise, whether it be spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental wellness. And today I have someone who actually embodies all four areas. And so she could have been on any one of these shows, actually anyone. And so I want to give a little bit of an introduction to her. She is my friend. I found her maybe in May or June of this year, where we both ended up being guests on another show. And Yvonne is an absolute embodiment of survival. We hit a lot of things in common. We have a lot of things in common, and it's so easy to talk with her because of who she is and what she's about. So let me give you a little bit about her. Our topic today is why only survive? Why only survive when you can actually thrive in life? And my guest today is Yvonne Selof Heller. Yvonne is a survivor, an overcomer of many challenges, including cancer and homelessness. Did y'all hear that? Cancer and homelessness. After finding her self-drained, dejected, and stuck self at 46 years old, just totally feeling dejected and drained, she discovered the simple tools and resources that made a profound impact on the trajectory of her life and transformed herself both physically and financially. Now, that's important too.
For sure.
As a result, Yvonne uncovered her purpose and passion for helping others live the full life they deserve. She makes transformation affordable and accessible. She keeps it simple and sustainable, and even assures that you will have fun in the process. She is also a firm believer and living proof that it's never too late and you're never too far gone. If you don't know where to start or have had trouble staying on track, Yvonne is your girl, specializing in simple tools to help busy people get healthy fast and find freedom from their struggles. Yvonne will help you change your life for life.
You got it.
Once and for all. Let's all welcome Yvonne Selof Heller, to the Morning Lift Show. I'm excited to have you here. I can't wait to talk with you, for you to share with us about your journey in life, because none of us gets here by mistake. All of us make choices, and you've made some specific choices that I want everyone to hear about. So without further ado, so they can stop listening to me and actually listen to our expert guest, Yvonne, tell us how you started on this journey of wellness and why you started Thrive, because you clearly know how to move from just merely surviving to thriving in life. Share with us.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much for having me. And I didn't know how to move from surviving. I actually didn't even recognize that I was living on the back burner and just surviving. I was actually so celebrated as a strong warrior. And I think a lot of women can relate, right? When we overcome hard things, whether it's life change or sickness or parenting issues, that, people go, wow, good for you. And they celebrate us. But deep down inside, we know we are weak and we are broken and we are drained. And we're just so focused, as is our nature, right? As women, to help others. And that's where I was, constantly in survival mode, making sure everybody else was okay. So, you start off so great, right? You take the vows and you say them in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer. But let's be real. None of us plan to be sick. None of us plan for being sick. Not when we're a young, wide-eyed newlywed. And we certainly don't plan to be the poorer. No, we are just on fire for all the good things. And, when those not so good things come along, you can find yourself challenged. But as women, again, we are warriors. And I'm a warrior with Jesus in my heart. Thank goodness. He prepared me for this. God came into my life in 2008 at 39 years old and just stirred up in me a longing for him. And I didn't know why until I lost everything a year later. We had a real estate business. We lost everything.
Oh my goodness.
And including all our rental properties, this big, beautiful home we lived in. And I had 3 babies. They were 2, 3, and 5. And I was home alone. My husband was working out of state. And it was just devastating. But again, as women, we just go into survival mode and make it okay. And we make it work somehow, right? Do you ever look back on those times and you're like, I'm here. Like, I don't know how I did that, but we powered through this stuff. So fast forward, we tried to make a fresh start, came to Chicago, and the bottom fell out further. We were evicted from our rental home here in a very affluent community, which made it even harder. But again, my faith was strong. I had a confidence about me. The people I had surrounded myself with, my Bible study women, my community, they just rallied and showed up when I expressed our needs. So again, we kind of got through it. We became homeless, but picked up by a charity. We rocked a 2-year transitional housing program. We moved into a very low income neighborhood, but it was provision. We were provided for. And came off that super strong, amazing job. We came back to our nice community, put our kids in the good schools, and we're celebrated again. So everyone's like, you are amazing, because I was very public with my struggles. I just felt led to do that. And now I know why, to inspire others that they can do hard things and come out stronger than ever with a hope that people don't even understand, right? But that's when I started hearing, whoa, how do bad things happen to good people? Because a year after homelessness, I was handed a cancer diagnosis very unexpectedly at 45 years old.
Wow.
And that was like, really? And I could have been the fist shaking, really, God, why me? But I had this incredible confidence that the people closest to me didn't even understand. I was like, I'm going to be okay. And I truly didn't know if I would live or die. But it's been 6 years, so I'm clearly thriving.
Clearly thriving.
Yeah, so all of that you would think would catalyze a life change, right? I'd seen people go through cancer. And my pink sisters, my breast cancer sisters, they put on the pink in their short, cute hair and get out to the gym and start juicing and doing all the good things. Well, I was in a different situation when I came off my cancer. I was bald. I struggled through 4 months of intense chemo, but I had to go right back to work because I was still broke. And that's when it hit me. All I was doing was surviving. I was getting through one hard thing, and they just kept getting harder, but I kept overcoming. So that was great for everybody else. I was done. I was done with that. So I started isolating myself and just sunk into a really dark place for a year.
Yvonne, you have shared with us such a deep wealth of, I shouldn't even call it wealth, that's the wrong word, but such a deep, just journey that you were on. I mean, I am sitting here listening to it, and I have heard it before, but I'm like, that is a lot to handle all at one time. The cancer, homelessness, losing everything, moving your family into transitional housing. I can't even imagine with your husband, with the kids, and there's triplets.
No, I had 3 in diapers.
3 in diapers.
Darn close. Yeah.
3 in diapers, and trying to just make it from one moment to the next moment. And I can't imagine the stares you got,
Oh,
the
absolutely.
neighbors. I would like to think, I hope to think that neighbors surrounded themselves around you and rallied together and said, "You can do it, girl. You can go, girl." Unfortunately, that's not most of our experience.
Correct.
When you're doing well, you seem to have friends who are doing well.
Yep.
And it's not that people, I think, are in nature bad people. They just don't know how to handle your situation or how to look at you. And so a lot of times they shy away because you're shying away. Like you, I went through so much, and I lost my hair too, not to cancer, but to lupus.
Mm.
And none of my friends knew what to do with that. They
It's
were
very
like,
emotional for a woman to lose
yes,
your hair. That
your
was one of the
crown
most
comes
emotional.
off.
Yes, one of the most emotional parts of my journey. And even my husband didn't understand. He was like, "What's the big deal? Lose your hair, lose the cancer." And I was like, wow, that's kind of the one feminine piece that I still had.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely. It's
and
the
it exposes you.
it exposes you in a strange way, because when I cut it, I said, "Oh, I'm going to get all these cute wigs. I'm going to get these cute hats and all this stuff," and they were cute. But when I went home at night and I took them off, I still didn't look like me to me.
Right.
And I could put on a brave face and be out there and
Right.
taking these great pictures and like, "Yay,
I did the same
I'm gonna
thing.
be fine. Lupus does not control me." But I had to really get inside of myself, really deal with me. And that came from great faith. I would never, ever, ever have survived all of that. Similar to you, I lost my home too. When I got divorced, our financials went tanked, just tanked. I
Mhm.
lost my career about the same time, and so not having the money to provide proper housing for my kids, I moved into a smaller apartment for a while, and then I moved in with my parents. And thank goodness I had parents that I could do that
Mm.
with, because it didn't have me hanging my head so low, even though you still felt homeless, right? It's not your
Right.
home, but you made some conscious decisions in the midst of all that going on. You had to, as a woman, as you've already said, we're often called to put others forward and move things out of the way and move mountains for other people, right? We stand as advocate for our children and their education. We stand for advocates with our husbands for their business. But when it comes to advocating for ourselves, many of us don't know where to start. We know what the process looks like, but we're used to doing it for someone else. So how do you move to making choices that are now for Yvonne? What'd you do?
Well, truly it was a God thing. I had developed an appreciation for prayer during my isolation. And that even wavered a little bit when I got into the darkest point about a year after my cancer journey. But God is so good and so faithful in the just crazy ways he provides and finds us in the darkest, most hidden spaces. I would find times where I would just go into my office at home and just scroll social media, like mindless, mind-numbing things. And I stumbled on a post from an old friend. I like to call us hot mess preschool moms together when I lived in Florida. And she was posting some crazy things, some crazy vitamin things. She was offering free samples. I have no idea, except that that God just said, you need to look at this right now and you need to reach out to that friend. I hadn't talked to her in 6 or 7 years. I hadn't seen a single thing. It was like the light just shone on this crazy little post and said, you need to do this. I don't know. I reached out to this woman, and here's the funny part. She had been following every step of my journey. She started crying. She said, Yvonne, I've watched every step. I've watched you leave Florida and lose everything and courageously share this on social media. And she too lived in an affluent community. And she said, and then to get the cancer. And she said, I'm so sorry I never reached out to you. I didn't know what to say. And I'm like, gosh, haven't we all been there when someone's experienced loss of a child or of their finances or their marriage. Like, and we just don't know what to say. So we say nothing. And she was living in that shame and guilt. So me reaching out to her just,
Broke the ice.
it broke down some ice and some barriers and opened up an opportunity for her to really bless me and share her purpose and really step into her purpose, which is to really help women, specifically women in their 40s, mature women, break free. And it started with a simple tool, a simple crazy vitamin supplement, right? Like one of those things. It changed my life because it was simple and it was clean. And she just delivered to me what I needed to hear, which is how it was going to dig me out. So the first step was digging myself out physically because I was in such a fog.
You touched on so many points that I want to make sure the listeners heard. You had friends who were watching this because you shared it. And even in the midst of what you were going through, trauma for your family, trauma for you, health concerns, homelessness, all these things, you were still sharing your story.
Yes.
Because somewhere, even if you didn't know who it was for, you didn't know what it was doing, God was still using you to share with someone. And people were still seeing that, yes, I'm going through hard times, but I still woke up the next day. I'm still doing something.
Yeah.
And sharing it makes it where it doesn't feel so heavy when you run into people. You know, when I share my story, it kind of takes the burn off, right? It kind of, okay, let's just get the elephant out of the room. Let's just,
you go first.
It's out.
Yeah.
The story is out there, and you feel so free then to then say you can now encourage somebody else to move forward. You can say to them, listen, okay, yeah, all that stuff happened. It did. It's real. It's hurtful, but I survived it. Now let me show you how to thrive. And I love that about you. I love that you saw fit that in the midst of things that were going crazy that you had no control over, that the one thing you could control was your voice. You could control your story and how that went out. There's so many of us, women, especially, I think, who feel some shame when things don't go right because we feel a sense of responsibility, especially for our children, right?
Sure.
And we feel responsible. You know, if they don't get straight A's, if they don't, do well in a baseball game, it's our fault. And so I think that there are some women who would go through what you went through and would be so ashamed, of their not having hair and having to explain it, that they would go into hiding. And I think because you chose, you know what? No, I'm going to share what I look like. I'm going to show people that this is scary, but I'm going to diffuse the fear. You kind of looked at Satan and said, get behind me. I rebuke you because you have no power over me. And that's what I love. Once you walk through the door, something can be fearful. I always say, but do it anyway. Just walk on through the door anyway. If you're afraid and you stay behind the closed door, it's still fear versus walking through the door and still being fearful. Either way, the fear is there. So if you look at the fear and you just go ahead and do it anyway, then you'll be on the other side of it and it'll be over. It'll be all out there and now you can move forward. When you hold on to that fear and you're like, oh, I can't tell anybody. I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. It's not about them feeling sorry for you. It's about them knowing the story and saying, man, I can identify with that. I know someone similar, or I'm going through something else, not the same thing, but something else. And so let's grow together.
Oh,
I love that.
Yeah, it opened up so many, two specific opportunities. Number one was for others to bless me. People love to serve. It is in our nature to serve and love on other people. But until we present an opportunity, people don't know what to do. So putting your needs, your story, your fears out there, like in the case of Beth, when I contacted her, it gave her an opportunity to serve me. She couldn't put that package together fast enough. She threw all kinds of crazy things in that box. I still have the tank top she threw in that box. I still talk about that and wear that. It gave her an opportunity to serve. The other thing it did by sharing my struggles was open the door for me to share my faith. Because the first question, especially other women ask, is, how do you do it? How do you do it? So of course I share the simple physical tool. that I've been using. But on a deeper level, when they start sharing with me a little bit, it gave me an opportunity to say, look, before all the vitamins and before all of that, it was faith that saved me. It was my rock. It was that one constant thing when you don't know what to do or where to go or what to drink or eat or who to talk to. I had a constant in my life that other people don't have. So it gave me an opportunity to share my faith. I also invited people to pray with me. And I got private messages from people that were like, I don't really believe, but for some reason, I feel like I should pray for you. And I was like, God is so good that he would lead me to courageously share, which wasn't even that hard, to be honest. It wasn't that brave. I didn't feel that scared to share because I'd been kind of doing it for a while. And but just the layers of things that happened through this journey have been incredible.
I love that so much. And that's, of course, my story too is very similar. And it's a very simple word to say, faith. And people are like, oh, yeah, whatever. I have faith, whatever.
Right.
But faith, I mean, it requires an action. It's not just the belief. It talks about that in the Bible. Even the devil believes. He knows scripture. It's not just about believing there's a God. Of course, that's the easy part. Faith is a challenge because it requires you now to act on that covenant. If God promised you a life that was full and abundant and and all these things, you have to do something too. He's not a genie. So faith requires action. So the fact that for me, I tell people I got underneath my bed one day and never wanted to get out. That's a real story. I just got underneath the bed. I don't mean like in the covers. I mean literally
under the
wood on the floor. And I just laid there flat on my face. Like I didn't want to be here anymore. I just said, this is the one place I can hide. Nobody in the house knows where I am if I get under this bed. And I could just disappear right now. That's how unworthy I felt. And he said, if you will just get up, get from under that bed and take one step, I'll take you the rest of the way. So it required me to do something. And it sounds like that's exactly what you did. It's a story that I hear so many people who are thriving say. They had to actually do something, make a plan. They had to make a phone call. They had to, get on the internet. And that's what you did. You contacted your friend. You don't know why, but that was your one step.
Absolutely. And it really translated to loving myself first. We try so hard to do all the things and be the best mom and wife and sister and friend we can be and show up for everybody else. But eventually it catches up with you. And that's what happened to me. So it was really baby steps and loving myself because, he tells us to love others, right? We have to love ourselves. And, it's interesting too, like we talk a lot, especially in our faith community, about stewarding things, stewarding our finances, stewarding our resources. They're all gifts from above, right? We believe that. What about our bodies? That is the greatest gift. And we are not talking about stewarding that body. We are not. So I was like, oh Lord, like, you want me, because my friend Beth not only shared the product, but she invited me to do the business. Now I was in the darkest place of my life. I wasn't even going to church. Like I had 12 friends that I worked with on the night shift. That was it. And my girlfriend said, hey, I think you'd be great at this business. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I don't even have any friends. I have no life. But as the Lord would have it, it was like, hey, there are people that there's a reason you've had your story out there. And now I get to really show off and invite other people on this journey. And I was like, I don't know about that. And I told my girlfriend no. She was real convincing. And she had all the right answers. It was free. It was a click of a few buttons. I was like, all right, tell me what buttons to push. But mark my words. That's what I said. Mark my words. I will never promote this product.
Well, now you got us all curious.
Right.
Everybody's listening. They're waiting with anticipation. What is she talking about? What are these products that took you from surviving to thriving? Not everyone
Absolutely.
can see you in the studio. Some people are just listening.
That is
This
true.
woman is drop dead gorgeous. If
Oh,
you get an
Shauna, thanks.
opportunity, just Google Yvonne Selof Heller. And you'll just see what God has done in her life. So tell us what did Beth share with you? Share
Yeah,
with us.
so she shared this product called Thrive, and she said, it's 3 simple steps. And I said, well, hold on a second. I'm a cancer survivor. What's in this stuff? And so she went through everything. It's super clean, so simple. And I said, well, hold on a second again, because I don't do vitamins. They don't make me feel very good, actually. And they're kind of those invisible things. People are like, here, take this. It's supposed to help you. Well, that never helped me. I was always against vitamins. She said, this is different. For some reason, I trusted her, and I'm so glad I did. And everything was so clean and plant-based. And I thought, okay. But I thought, as always, I lived with the bar very low, so I would never disappoint myself. So I went into it with 0 expectations. And my life was so crazy. I was waking up with headaches and brain fog every single day. And I was the heaviest weight I'd ever been. I was super dependent on coffee. I used to love coffee. Like, I have pictures of my Bible and my cute mug. But it went way past the Instagrammable pictures. It was like I was dependent on caffeine to stay awake at night on my night shift job. I was working the nights, and I was intermittently drinking Diet Cokes. I mean, I was in a bad place. My skin was terrible. I was looking really old at 46. And so, yeah, she shared it with me, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, she kept checking in with me every day. And, it was as simple as like, wake up, you pop 2 capsules. Like, I got this little silly packets next to my bed. You pop these 2 capsules that are loaded with all of these vitamins. And she said, within 20 to 30 minutes, you're going to grab this shake mix, and you're going to shake it up with some water in one of those like bottles with a little metal ball in it, and drink it down. And then the craziest part was, she said, here, and those little stickers that were in the package, which I was like, why is she sending me stickers? My kids are too old for this. She said, you're going to slap that on your skin, and it's going to support you all day. I was like, this is really crazy. So she kept checking in with me every day. Do you feel it? You feel it? You feeling it? Day 3, I'm like, no, I'm not feeling it. But my skin, dead of winter, normally very dry. I had my beard of flaky skin. Day 3, my skin started to have a glow about it. And I said, could this have anything to do with this stuff you got me taking? And she said, oh my gosh, you're thriving. She was like ecstatic. I thought, this woman is crazy. It can't happen like that in 3 days. I can't change. Well, I continued. And day 7, when I tell you I had an awakening, I tell you, I woke up. It was like I went to sleep in the dead of winter, gray skies. Everything seemed black and white, miserable. I woke up on day 7, like in summertime. Everything was brighter. I was happy to be up. I wasn't late. I went to get my kids, and I was excited instead of just avoiding. I was so thrilled to hear my kids' voices, where normally I would just shut them down every single day. I used to hide from them on the weekends when I had the time off and pretend I was sleeping. Day 7, I woke up and I was alive again. I didn't have the splitting headache. The brain fog was gone. And I just knew in my heart that this was it. And next month will be 5 years of this product in my body. And when I tell you, I have never and will never miss a day, it's because I don't ever want to go back. I don't want to go back to the brain fog, to the grouch on the couch, Mom. And we'll post those pictures if you didn't.
What I think is so amazing about this is you're speaking the language of so many people, right? We live on our coffee. I'm a person that was just like that. I woke up every morning and I drank 2 cups of coffee before work, a cup of coffee by 10 a.m. at work, 2 Diet Cokes, one at lunch and one at about 2 o'clock. Then I went home. And because I was so hyped up by then, I was hyper for my kids, but then I would crash. It was like super high and super low, but then I couldn't go to sleep. So I would then have to drink 2 glasses of red wine to go to bed.
Oh my
And
gosh,
then
the Friday night wine.
Repeat. Every morning, coffee, Diet Coke, wine, and repeat. And then wondering why, like you, my skin was looking terrible. I wasn't feeling that great. I was maintaining, I was getting things done. I was moving all my kids' stuff. I have 5 kids, so you know how that goes. Everybody had to be somewhere and be somewhere now.
Yes.
So those things happened, and I thought I was being healthy. I thought I was taking care of my body. I was not a big breakfast eater, but I did provide breakfast for my family. I was big on just grab a granola bar,
Sure.
make it through till lunch, eat something, probably not that great, but something, a sandwich or something, and then try to eat something healthy for dinner. But I wasn't always well. Now,
Right.
later on, I found out probably because of the lupus, and it was symptoms that I was ignoring. But this roller coaster of coffee, 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 Diet Coke, Diet Coke, Diet Coke, wine. I think I've laughed with girlfriends about it because so many of us are doing that same thing. We're just trying to survive. But life is about doing something more than just surviving through it. You got to
Absolutely.
thrive. And so, um, listening to this about the products, you do think this cannot work. There's no way.
Absolutely.
There's no
Oh,
way. Whatever. She called
it's
her friend Beth.
placebo.
Right.
Yeah.
Beth is a con artist,
Right.
whatever. Talking about her faith, whatever.
Yep.
People think that, right? But what you found was your faith led you to call someone. So you had to trust the call was
I
about
had to have
something.
faith
Right.
to jump into this thing.
Right. Then you have to have faith to start this business because you're not really sure how people are going to receive it. But now you're looking back, you know that was a great decision, not just for you for your health, but for you financially too. And now
Yes.
you're able to have a whole business with this, serving and providing products that you are a witness to.
Absolutely.
Who else can be a better spokesperson than your own story? Now you know the story. Now you know why the story was so important that you told people, because now they can say Yvonne is thriving. There's no such thing as just survival mode for her. She has thrival mode. Is that a word? Thrival mode.
It is now. Yeah. So it's, and it's funny because we look well, and I'm sure you looked amazing on the outside when you weren't well, right? Like we do our hair and our makeup and put on jeans and a cute top and go
And
out
red lipstick.
and red lipstick for Sean always. And, we make it look good, but it's in the depths and the darkness of home. And that's how I know that I'm thriving. I don't hide from my children anymore. I don't self-medicate with the Friday night cocktails or the late night Oreos and milk. Whatever the guilty pleasures, or Diet Cokes and French fries.
Takis for me.
Takis. Okay, hot Cheetos. I heard from some other woman the other day. I was like, wow, I thought that was only my teenagers. But yes, when you feel so good. And I learned that through my cancer journey. Look good, feel better. When you start looking good and feeling proud and start taking care of yourself, and when it's so simple, and that's what I love, because we are all, let's face it, crazy busy. And our society celebrates the woman who can do more than everybody else, right? But we know how exhausting that is. And it's so cool to find something so simple, that literally you get to take care of you first thing. That crying baby can wait. That dog can wait. The 2 minutes it takes you to whip this up and throw it in your body. You get to take care of you first. And there's a mental shift that happens when you take care of you first. Because I lost weight. I lost almost 20 pounds. I completely transformed my body because I got back into exercise after being away from the gym for 6 or 7 years. And at 46, I looked better than most of my friends. But wow, like the confidence boost it gives you to know you can do something on a daily basis and maintain something. I had a mental shift that I really can't explain. But it was about taking care of me first. And I think that was God just showing me some favor and gifting me with that feeling, knowing like it's okay to take care of yourself. And actually, I'm going to bless you because you're taking care of that beautiful creation that I made, which is you.
I love that. I love that it's that your story doesn't just embody, a shift in body, like meaning literally your physical body, but it's a shift in your mental state and a shift in your emotional state.
Absolutely.
So when you chose to put yourself first, you chose to step out and try Thrive. You said, I'm just going to try it.
Yep.
It's vitamins. It's a shake. And I know that the chocolate ones are yummy.
They're all good.
And and I'm going to try these patches. I'm just going to try it. But it started to transform something else. As you saw your body responding well, you saw your skin clearing up, you saw, your energy boost. Then you had more stamina to then go to the gym
Yes.
and do more because you were pleased with one thing. Now you're adding more. And I'm sure you started adding better food into your body. So it's like one step at a time. You saw things happening, which then created a spiral effect of another thing happening and another thing happening and another
100%.
thing
And in
happening.
my family with my children, like we don't buy soda anymore. Even as a treat, we don't stock it. My youngest is 14. And so even her watching me do this business and sharing with others, and they make fun of how loud I talk and how excited I get when I'm on the phone with another woman, like, oh my gosh, sharing Thrive and hearing her stories and getting off the phone and saying, oh my gosh, that was so-and-so and she's feeling so good. And, they make fun of it, but it's really, they're taking it all in. And I love specifically for my daughters that it's empowered them to say, step into your purpose. My purpose is to help others and to be vulnerable and to go first and start conversations and get curious and get excited and make it all okay and make it fun. And so when they see me out on my skateboard, on their skateboards or taking crazy selfies, they're like shaking their heads. But guess what? They're taking it all in. And my 14-year-old, she started a podcast 5 weeks ago.
That's
A
amazing.
podcast. Now, that is no accident. And that is not just a thing. She's seen me listen to podcasts and do personal development and go way beyond just the physical part, like you said. And she's now touching other people's lives. She resurrected her courageous spirit of sharing her faith. And a 14-year-old has a faith-based podcast.
How about that?
And I absolutely attribute it to the ripple effect, like you said, and showing even young women that it's important to take care of you and to know who you are and how God has specially gifted you. Because for me, it's connection and sharing and curiosity. So I love and we haven't even seen all the effects of what this has done and the lives that it's touched. And I'm just so grateful.
I am grateful that you took that step, and it shows that you are an example in your family. You just shared about your daughter, but I'm sure you're an example in your community. How many women are you touching now? We have all this going on in our society, right? People are struggling in lots of ways that we don't always know with this stay at home coronavirus, trying to protect yourself, stay behind a mask, stay inside. People are struggling mentally to have just the stamina to go to work or the mental capacity to take a shower even, or just the emotional bank to support their child learning from home. All those things require so much more and different today with the way our society is. So I can just imagine when they meet someone like you, or they see someone who has a story like yours, and you're sharing about how you move into thriving. I can only imagine how many people you are actually touching out there, doing your boxing, out there, making yourself known. I've seen some of your incredible pictures. I am like, this girl is on fire.
I'm just having a blast, honestly. And people were so skeptical at the beginning. And I was the crazy patch lady, at the cross country meets. And, but now I do love that I've been able to maintain the consistency, and that's the sustainability of this product. So people see now, and I invite people to get curious and chat with me and just share with me, because I can truly help them. And you're right, we require so much more focus, stamina, the mood support. When I tell you, it is hard. There's a lot of mental health issues going on, relational issues as a result of this thing that nobody could control or anticipate. And that's just one thing I wanted to share that's always on my heart is, I heard a lot of, how come bad things happen to good people when I got my cancer diagnosis? And I was like, look, I'm good. I'm still smiling. Like, I have hope. And nobody understood, but it's about being prepared, because bad things are going to happen. and we're all good people. So what can you do to best prepare? Get your body in the best shape. I have a friend, she's going to get some more news today, but she is facing a cancer journey. And she's in her 40s. She has 2 teenage boys, and she's in my Thrive community, which that community aspect has just been the biggest blessing, to be honest, to have other people. But, you know, she's a believer. So she knows God's going to use this. So she has a crazy confidence that people don't understand. But it's just too about being prepared as best you can for those hard things. Get in your body so that you can run when your parents are ill, or there's a loss, or there's a pandemic, or you're stuck at home with your 3 crazy kids, or you're just finding a relational challenge. To have your body in shape, I mean, if nothing else, that vehicle is ready to carry you through.
I love your patches. You talked about those patches. And I have to
Yes.
say, some of them that you have such inspiring words. That's what makes me want to put it on. I just got to tell y'all, I am now part of Yvonne's Thrive community.
She is.
I am brand new. I am trying these things out. And one of the best things I look forward to is the next patch.
Yes.
Like I can't wait to put the new one on, right? So, okay, yeah, I'll take the vitamin, fine. I'll drink the shake. It tastes great, you know.
Right.
But I look forward to changing my patch. And some of the words, I wish I could take my shirt off.
Yeah.
Well, I don't wish I should take my shirt off. That's probably the wrong word. But I wish I could show you all what one of them looks like. But
I have some with me.
Yay! So Yvonne's got some. But some of them say things like, I am confident. I am bold. You know, I am beautiful. I am thriving. I'm strong. And it encourages me when I look at the new patch of the day, because it says something else every day. It encourages me. And then it kind of puts me in a different headspace myself. Now I'm like, okay, now I got to embody that for the rest of the day, you know? And so these patches are good for your body on the inside, yes, but they're good for you because you visually see something. It's kind of like those Post-its that people put on their walls and they're going to the bathroom or whatever, on the mirror, that tell them you are special. God loves you. Those kind of things, those mental pictures really get things started for you. So those patches, those get me going. Those get me going.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we always do them with a purpose. So those are very intentionally created by one of our CEOs, because he's all about affirmations and positivity. And we have a campaign we do every year for breast cancer awareness.
Yes, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
It is October, so I'm supporting my pink sisters.
Yes.
And I've got one of my pink label DFTs on, which are part of our Thrive for Pink campaign. So each year at this time, we sell pink versions of 2 of our patches. So I brought a pack for Sean.
Yay.
She has a little sisterhood. We're going to share a pack of these. But $5 from every pack, which a pack will support you for a month. You get to wear a patch a day for a month. $5 from each pack goes to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. And over the last couple of years, we've donated over $1 million. That's a lot of patches. And how fun that not only are you supporting this amazing cause and bringing hope to breast cancer survivors, but you are supporting yourself nutritionally. So that's the magic of the DFT, which is technically what these patches are called, is that it is a 24-hour time release. You're being supported by this little patch on your skin. And how cool that you don't have to go through that roller coaster every day, because this little patch has got your back. But these have some words on them like thrive with purpose and inspiring hope, because that's what we're doing in the product and also through this initiative, Thrive for Pink, to help breast cancer survivors find hope and healing at any point in their journey. So
I love that. I love that you are a breast cancer survivor.
Hodgkin's lymphoma, actually.
Hodgkin's lymphoma. Cancer survivor.
We are all in a sisterhood, unfortunately. But fortunately that we're here to share our story and inspire no matter where you are.
And so if people want to connect with you, because I think it's so important, you took your faith journey and took the step to contact Beth. Everybody doesn't have Beth, but they definitely have Yvonne.
Yes.
At least from today forward, they'll have Yvonne. So just share with us, how do they get in touch with you? They want to find out more about, thriving more than
Yes.
just surviving. They want to find out more about the products. They want to hear more about your community. You have a, great group of women.
Yes.
They may want to join you. They may want to be a part of your business. They may just want to know what to do now. How do they kind of get in contact with you, Yvonne?
Absolutely. So Facebook is the easiest way. You can actually search Naperville Thrive Lady and you will find me.
I love that. Naperville Thrive
Naperville
Lady.
Thrive Lady, or you can look up Yvonne Heller on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as at Yvonne Heller. You can text me 630-605-0043. Sean has my links in all of our PR on the radio show. And I have my website in the works. I'm really excited. So next month, YvonneHeller.com goes live. I'm very excited because there's even more things I'm thrilled to share. So find me on Facebook, or I do have a Thrive website. We'll post that link for you. It's it's Illinois Thrives .thrive123.com. So Illinois Thrives.thrive123.com.
And if they're part of your Facebook community
Mhm.
already, so they already know about what your story is.
Yes.
What are you looking for going forward? What are you hoping that your Facebook community or just Thrive overall? What's your vision? Where do you see this going, Yvonne?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I want everybody doing the simple little 1, 2, 3 every single morning to take care of themselves and live the full life that we are all promised, that we are all here for, to live it up, make it fun, keep it simple. I'm all about simple, you guys. So don't think this weight loss or feeling better is a mountain that you can't climb, because I will make it simple and fun, I guarantee you. But also really, and it's not just women, but the women tend to, come forward a little quicker. But this business opportunity, especially in light of what we're going through, so many of us are required to be at home to support our children right now, or may want that option, or may have lost our opportunity, or just want to be better prepared next time something like this comes along. So we have an incredible business opportunity and it's totally free. And we have the most amazing support and community. I mean, honestly, this pandemic, we were set up. We do a lot of things virtually, so don't let distance keep you away. Most of the people I work with are not local to the Chicago area. So we have leveraged technology, we make it fun, and we take trips, by the way.
All right now.
Cabo is coming up in February. It will be the 9th trip I've earned in 4 years. Now, come on. I told everybody I was like low maintenance and I didn't need that stuff. That's only because I was broke and I couldn't afford it. That was my excuse. I don't care who you are. Who doesn't love 4 days on the beach, all inclusive? Just saying.
Count me in. Count me in.
Sean's jumping on. Let's go.
That's right. That's right. I love that. So they don't have to be here in Chicago. They can live anywhere. They can contact you and still be a part of the network, be a part of your community, learn these skill sets, be able to use the supplements wherever they are.
Wherever. They're great for travel, and that we all love helping each other, especially as women. And this is truly the embodiment of women empowering women. Okay, I'm not leaving the guys out, but I'm speaking to the ladies here. And that is, you get to step into your purpose. And when you have that woman, like I got a special needs mom, when we get on the phone and she is crying over how good she feels, even though she had a sleepless night with her very challenged baby, like the way that blesses me. And I know you all, like, you offer to do so many things for me during my cancer journey. We love to serve. And this is an opportunity to really bless somebody's life. And it's just priceless, really.
I love that, Yvonne. I am so thankful you have been on this show today. Man, I'm telling you, when time flies on this show.
It does.
I have some really great guests. I love hearing everyone's journey, and it really supports what I'm all about, or what my ministry is all about. Faith Forward Ministries is exactly that. Faith Forward Ministries, right? And so all a part of that is helping others, encouraging and equipping others to move forward in life faithfully, holistically, for spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental wellness. And having great guests makes this show so easy. I want it to be a place where people can listen in and find out tips and tools and ways to move forward in life. And you've just given them another one. So I'm so thankful to have you on this show. I know I want to have you back again. Tell us one more time, Yvonne, how do people find you? They're like, I got to call this lady because I want to thrive, not just survive. What do they do?
Well, you can always find me on Facebook, Yvonne Heller, and I'll give you a clue. I'm the one with the big, wide open mouth smile. Like people are like, why do you always smile like that? I'm like, because I feel freaking amazing at 51 years old. Okay. So you can find me. I'm blonde. I have a big open smile on Facebook, Yvonne Heller. Or reach out to me via messenger text 630-605-0043. Check out the links on Sean's page. Like I'm all over the place. Google me, Yvonne Heller, Thrive, Naperville Thrive Lady. You will find me. There's no mistaking me. I'm that crazy Thrive lady.
I love that. I love that. And so Yvonne, I want again, thank you for coming on. And I want to tell you a little bit about what we got coming up next week. So next week on the Morning Lift Show, we're going to have Dr. Kimberly King Garrett. And she has an amazing way of dealing with love and life. And she's going to come on the show talking about how to detox your love life. So all about wellness, yes, but we all have some love lives too. And so she's going to come on and talk about how to detox your love life, whether that's a marriage relationship, whether it's a mother-child relationship or parent-child relationship, whether it's a business relationship. She has something called Love and Life with Dr. Kim. So you don't want to miss that, how to detox your love life. And that comes on next Monday, 8 a.m. I'm here every week, every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on Intellectual Radio here in iHeart Station. You can definitely see me and watch it live on Facebook on my business page, Dr. Sean Kyle. I do stream it to other places as well, including YouTube, Instagram, and of course, my women's group, the Sisterhood Society of the She Shed. Hey, ladies, which is a women's wellness group on Facebook. We have almost 2,000 women who get on, learn about remodeling she sheds. Yes, that's true. We do that. We talk about, more importantly, though, how to find your peace. We have very challenging times with our families and with businesses, and women need to find an opportunity to be able to let their hair down, take off their bra, and escape and go somewhere that's safe, that they can create, that they can breathe, they can write, they can journal. I love my personal she shed that's outside of my home, but that she shed could be anywhere. It could be a bathtub. It could be a closet. It could be figuratively in your mind. It could be your back porch. It could be a patio. It could be a balcony. So many options. It's just important that women support women. And this show is not a male hating show. It is not a male bashing show. I do have male guests that are coming on as well. But it is heavy female. I'm female. And so it's something that I'm passionate about. But you can find out all the guests and show topics on the show website. It's www.themorningliftshow.com. And if you go there, you'll see the calendar fully through December, who all the guests are and topics, so that you know what's coming on every Monday. And of course, you can learn more about the Sisterhood Society, the She Shed there. More about Faith Forward Ministries. You can find out more about my book, and you want to hear about the backstory of Dr. Sean Kyle. It is all there in living color. I hold nothing back. Now, you have to be 18 or older, I think, to watch that video. But if you watch that video of my backstory, you'll get a better handle on who I am and what I support. And I just want to thank the listeners and thank Yvonne again.
Thank you, Sean.
And I hope that you all will have a great week. This is the Morning Lift Show. Be lifted. And come back next time. Bye now.
If you have enjoyed The Morning Lift, please visit our website at themorningliftshow.com. You will find upcoming events as well as options for donating to our 501c3 organization. Be inspired, be uplifted, and be blessed. It's the Morning Lift.